Discovering oil can be a big economic boost for countries, but in Ghana, it's been kind of a mixed bag. Among other things, it's raised the stakes of a border dispute at sea between Ghana and neighboring Ivory Coast. On Saturday, an international tribunal announced while Ghana wouldn't be allowed to carry out further oil exploration in the contested area, it would be allowed to continue producing oil there. And for Ghana, that's an important win. That's because the country has seen an economic downturn over the past couple of years, somewhat sobering expectations for what had been hailed as Africa's rising star. Ghana earned those plaudits through years of continued political stability, largely avoiding the civil wars and internal conflicts some of its West African neighbors have seen over the past 2 decades. So when oil was discovered there in 2007, it raised interest from investors abroad and expectations from people within the country. As Foreign Policy writes, the average Ghanaian overestimated the wealth oil would bring. Because voters would interpret any fall in living standards as mismanagement of the oil revenues, the government felt compelled to maintain and even expand expenditures. A burgeoning middle class started spending more on imports, adding to already increasing inflation, which led the country to ask for help from the International Monetary Fund in August. Optimism also fueled plans for major development projects in the country's capital, Accra, perhaps none more symbolic than the Hope City project. Originally envisioned as a major tech hub, Al Jazeera reports construction on the project hasn't started, even though the groundbreaking ceremony was more than 2 years ago. The World Bank projects Ghana's economic growth in 2015 to total just 4.5%, down from 8.8% in 2012. The IMF approved a $918 million bailout for the country earlier this month. For Newsy, I'm Sebastián Martínez.